Peaky Blinders is such a popular TV series, and with its 6th season on the horizon, fans are wondering about new and returning plot lines. They want to know everything about this new season and get right into watching it when it releases. As the series returns to the BBC soon, fans want to know about Tommy Shelby and the other characters. So, what's going on with Peaky Blinders? Well, stay tuned to today's video, and we're going to discuss Peaky Blinders Season 6, Tommy Shelby killed as former enemy returns in a revenge plot, some Season 6 news, and other current TV news to get you up to date on it all. First up, we have Peaky Blinders Season 6, Tommy Shelby killed as former enemy returns in a revenge plot. With the return of Peaky Blinders to the BBC happening soon, fans are wondering what the fate of Tommy Shelby will be by the end of this upcoming season. Over the course of Peaky Blinders, Tommy Shelby has made his fair share of people mad and into enemies as the viewers of the series begin to tune in each week. He has evaded death many times, and fans are wondering when will all of this come to get him back, and possibly if he will die sooner or later. During Season 4 of Peaky Blinders, Luca Changretta was shot in the head by Arthur Shelby. Then once John Shelby was killed, Arthur vowed that he would eventually get revenge for his brother's death. However, with the way Peaky Blinders has messed with time over the years, we could see an upcoming season take us further into the future of Tommy Shelby and finally see that these past endeavors cause his death. Whether it's the return of an old friend or someone who wants to kill him but was too young to do so, he has made so many enemies over the past few seasons, so there's no doubt there are people who want to take him down. Adrian Brody spoke on what it was like to get a role on this show and how great it really is. Describing the experience, he said, "Playing Lucas was such a fun thing to do. I guess it doesn't get much better than that, especially when it's someone as accomplished and talented as Steve Knight, who wrote a role that rivals most gangster characters that you've seen," he revealed. "I've dreamt of playing that character as well," the actor added. "I wouldn't have necessarily dreamt of writing that, so to speak, but I dreamt of finding, tonally, a role that was just like Luca Changretta, and it was such a fun thing to do. I felt welcome. To jump on a show that you love, with great writing and so many prime actors involved is exciting. Clearly this show has an amazing cast, and is going to do even better as it comes to a close. Tommy has a troubled past, and the fitting end for the show is for it all to catch up to him in some shape or form. Though they aren't on the same level, just look at Breaking Bad. No matter what the protagonist does in these types of shows, something bad is going to happen to them to end it all off with a bang. How would you like to see Tommy Shelby go out or the show end? Let us know down in the comment section below. And now, on to some other Peaky Blinders Season 6 information and television news. Next up we have, when will Peaky Blinders return to our screens? From what we know as of right now, the schedule for Peaky Blinders Season 6 is that it's going to start airing on the BBC on Sunday the 27th of February 2022. It's going to take a while for it to head to the streaming platforms, but if you're in the UK, you can watch it week by week from then on. Obviously, these things are subject to change, and we could see a delay as the series goes on ahead, but that's pretty unlikely at this point. It's also been announced that a spin-off movie is being created that should wrap up more stories from within Peaky Blinders. The series has been off our screens for a while now, but remains one of the most popular British series right now. It's doubtful that that is going to change anytime soon because of how different Peaky Blinders truly is. It's been compared to things like Gangs of London, but overall they're both pretty different. Sadly, we don't seem to know anything more about Peaky Blinders, so we're going to have to wait for its release on the 27th of February. And now, on to some other television news. What's going on with the Book of Boba Fett? Our first piece of television news comes from the recently aired Book of Boba Fett from Disney+. We now have all the episodes aired from this series, so fans can finally discuss what was going on and their feelings towards it. The first few episodes of the series were met with some criticism, but nothing too harsh. Fans just found the series boring, and that they didn't like the direction the character of Boba Fett was taken in. For decades now, Boba Fett has been this badass and mysterious character that Star Wars fans across the world loved and admired. Though Boba had very little character in the films, he had a cult following, mainly due to the animated series from the 2000s. He became a fan favorite, and him finally getting his own series was amazing to see. The Book of Boba Fett does have some amazing moments, but the character of Boba Fett just isn't what people wanted. It was episode 5 and 6 where fans were blown away with the series, but for the wrong reasons. The series moved on from being a Boba Fett story into what fans are dubbing The Mandalorian Season 2.5, as we followed Mando and Baby Yoda for 2 episodes. The show shifted into fan service and moments not relating to the story of the series at that point. Though fans were happy to see Mando, Baby Yoda, and characters like Ashoka and Luke Skywalker once again, it took everything away from Boba's storyline. These episodes were loved by everyone, but the fanbase realized that Boba's story just wasn't cutting it. Now that the finale of the series has aired, fans just aren't impressed. The ending of the series was very lackluster, even with fan favorite character Cad Bane finally making his live-action television debut. Everyone wanted scenes with him and Boba, as they are the master and student, but we got very little. Even with the death of Cad Bane, he didn't get the respect he deserved or the screen time. Sadly, Book of Boba Fett made people even more excited for Mando Season 3, rather than loving Boba as a character even more. Though it's great for the franchise as a whole, we didn't really get the Boba Fett story everyone wanted. Hopefully in the near future we see him in some other projects, or see the actor reprise his role as other clones from the expanded Star Wars universe. Let us know down in the comments below what you thought of the Book of Boba Fett. And finally, what do we know about the Outlanders prequel series in the works right now? Season 6 is really heating up the series as a whole, but some news that came out in the middle of last year really made the future of this world bright for the fans. Though the series is in its 6th season, the show is based upon books. This means that it still has much more content to go through. The book series Outlanders is based upon is also getting a prequel series, written by the same writer of the originals. The 70-year-old has stated that she barely started working on the project, but that the prequel book will deal with the love story of Jamie's parents, Brian and Ellen Fraser. We don't know much more than that, but it's great to see that such a thing is being made in the first place. This series deserves more love, and this new prequel book is great. You can imagine that years down the line, this book will be adapted into a show, or even possibly a movie. The world and fan base of Outlanders is looking very bright, so everyone is going to be happy for years to come. Though currently people have interest in Outlanders, in a few years things might be different. When you think about if the prequel will be made into a TV series, it all depends on the future of the fan base. If there is still popularity and interest in the series by the time the prequel book is finished, then you have to assume that it will be made into a series. Peaky Blinders is going to have such an incredible 6th season, and hopefully the audience like what goes down. Shelby should have some interesting things coming his way. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comments section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thanks for watching today's video. Bye!